Alright, that should be live. A little loud. And then immediately gets quiet. Oh. Oh, I forgot to turn on the damn light. Hold on. Cover you up real quick. Forgot to charge it, so it'll be interesting to see if that manages to stay powered the whole time. Our goal for today is mostly to get in between the letters here, down some more, and sand it and maybe do the first coat of paint. I also want to try out a U-groove up here, see if it will see how it looks. Main thing is we gotta get that cleaned out. Where is switch the so I fucked up in that I don't talk much in my day-to-day life. So obviously streaming was a great idea. But at work I generally try to think of something to talk about. I just completely neglected to do so. I'm going to try think of something to say. As I work on this. Speaking of Miss Bao, just watching a clip of hers. Took some special gummies. And somebody correctly pointed out that it's kind of hard to tell with her. Never a big fan of marijuana. Buddies were. And I like to mess with them when they were high. Because it's funny and in harmless ways. Remember we were walking to the store and I started chucking pennies at them from behind us, like up over my back. And that freaked them out for a good couple minutes before they figured, well, before I started laughing my ass off. And they figured out it was me. Now, Michigan, where I'm from, did eventually legalize marijuana. Well, they decriminalized it. No, they legalized it. I don't know. Fucking lawyer talk. But I did quite enjoy gummies, but I used them. Well, I did them for two reasons. I'd take one to help me sleep, because that's what they did to me, is just knock me the hell out. Then back when I was doing stand-up, I would take one to help with the nerves. Or I'd take half of one. That really helped, because let me tell you, public speaking's terrifying. But public speaking as an open micer was awful. Oh my god. Problem is that like nobody goes to open mics. Well, nobody just like drops in. There's no audience. The audience is all other open micers. And none of us care what the rest of us are saying. We're just waiting for our turn on stage. Ugh. Just standing there while the audience stares at you is nightmare inducing. But as bad as I am at streaming, I actually did okay doing stand-up. Okay for an open micer. I measure that as with few exceptions, I almost always got one good laugh. Because there were plenty, and that might not sound like much if you've never done it. But there are so many people I watch go up and get nothing. Just absolutely nothing. I don't know. I don't know about back in the day. That when I did it, it was not that long ago. As you can see, the psychosis runs deep. I just never stop being socially awkward, and I keep picking hyper social hobbies to have. But would this be considered hypersocial? I guess so. I can, in theory, interact with way more people. I know a common problem when I was doing it was, I call them TED Talks. People would get up there and just kind of rant and rave about politics and gender identities and sexual orientations, religion, and just not make jokes. And I don't mean try and fail to make a joke. There are so many people I watch go up, and I'd listen to them and go, okay, but what part of that were we supposed to laugh at? There's even bad. Last stream I made fun of Amy Schumer. And while I think she is way overrated as a stand-up, or was. I know she gets a lot of hate now, but for a while she was way overrated. I at least understand where she's trying to throw in a punchline. So many of those open micers, it was like, no, you just wanted an audience. You just want to... Oh, that was a self-aware moment, wasn't it? What do you think you're doing, old man? All right, fair enough. But at least I'm not blocking anybody else from doing it. Here on the internets. Me streaming doesn't prevent someone else from streaming, whereas with open mics, there's only so many slots. So everyone that goes up and just has a TED Talk is one person that can't go up and tell jokes. want to get back to doing stand-up. I kept my joke notebook. I do every once in a while think of a new bit. The problem is I don't want to drive into the city. It's a fucking nightmare. Alright, you stalled on that topic, old man. Oh, yesterday I started talking about mushrooms and I got distracted. But I would like at some point to do some, what's the study called? Mycology streams. Build a fruiting chamber and a little ghetto vent hood. I think that could be a lot of fun. Alright, so how are we looking? Is that deep enough? Yeah. Kinda, sorta, not really. I have grown mushrooms before. Again, not the magic kind. You can get kits on Amazon. I just bought some of those. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. God, that's how you know you get old. Watering something once a day is fun. I did think about, I kind of wish, I do and I don't. Thinking maybe I should have done circular patterns. Do like a topographical map. And I could have put like little islands and such. I don't know how this is going to turn out, so. Well, like I said before, if I don't like the way the paint looks, I can just scrape it off. Oh yeah, I was gonna... wanted to try some of my circular chisels. See if it gives more of a natural kind of ocean rather than these sharp edges. Doesn't really come out on just the wood here, does it? It might show up on the paint. Wouldn't know, I don't do much painting. I hated painting ever since I was in the Navy. Ugh. Green primer, haze gray, and terracotta. Yeah, that's making me nervous. Flip her around. Oh, flipper. Young people don't know about Flipper, do they? was such a weird... I remember watching it. It was part of the phrase of animal-based sitcoms. Mr. Ed. Poke over here. Should be okay. Calling that good? Do want to make this A pop a little bit, just a bit more. Really like to get in there, in between here. Need to order more of these blades. That's pretty good. Now what's going to be interesting is trying to sand in here. I also don't know how sanding's going to sound on stream. Where's my buddy? Oh, there it is. What I got in here? 60. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad on my end. Then again, I got these goofy ass headphones. This is the 60 also. Trying to get all these little fuzzies out of there. I used to have a really neat little doodad that would fit in tight spaces and took little strips of sandpaper. Yep, the strays is outside. I didn't fill that food bowl. I'll get them after stream. I don't think this will be a full stream. Well, full stream for me. I never sand enough, but that should be all right, I think. We'll go over it with a, it's 80 grit. Okay. That's a neat trick I learned. Getting tight spaces, just get something small and dull. Don't make a joke about bow. Oh, I just didn't finish that thought. I got distracted by my rude joke. Yeah, something small and dull, and you can use that to get in tight corners. Alrighty. Yeah. Now I only have like the world's cheapest paint brushes. I think it was $3 for 100 of these. So I could probably get this done a hell of a lot faster if I had proper paint brushes. Oh, and I just realized I forgot. I'm supposed to shake these up. It was not that high before. Okay, now it went down. I thought it was a bubble and it didn't pop. I was like, did it just expand? What the hell? And be real careful next to the letters. Because then once I get this first coat on, that'll probably be where I end stream today. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow and Saturday. There's that story I came up with. A Lovecraftian story. Part of me wants to work on V-trigger some more. Trying to import it to Tabletop Simulator. But the whole reason I made decks 52 cards was so that they were easy to proxy with just regular playing cards. Maybe I'll just do that. It definitely has a much higher likelihood of me doing it. Getting more on the handle than I am on the brush, it feels like. Oh, damn, I didn't think about that. I still got to carve the little quote or saying that came up for Miss Bow. But I wanted to do that after I paint. Maybe I'll do it on stream Saturday or tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it when I start to put the shellac and whatnot on it. That was another reason why I wanted to go with paint on this one. Then it'll make it stand out from the other ones. I don't have to burn in the letters so they're visible. Just being, clean wood underneath all this paint should make them stand out plenty. Actually, burning in on this dark blue might make it harder to see. Oh, what else has been going on? The only thing that comes to mind is a bunch of internet drama I don't really care to get into. It'll right there. Like I said, try and alrighty. That should do it for the navy blue. probably let this dry, but probably do a lot of things. Should probably quit smoking. Not planning on that anytime soon. Don't smoke, kids. Terrible for you. Bob Ross, I am not. So actually, funny, I was talking about Grandpa yesterday. So, okay. My mother's family is from Michigan. My father's family is down here in Texas. And my maternal grandparents I called Grandma and Grandpa. But my paternal grandparents are referred to as Nanny and Pa. It was actually kind of helpful. Growing up, whenever I got news, I didn't have to ask which grandma, which grandpa. Because if it was Grandma and Grandpa, it was my mom's parents. But my pa, he liked to paint. I think he got his start watching Bob Ross's. I actually have a few of his paintings up in my living room. That I quite like. They have that Bob Ross feel to them. A lot of mountains and whatnot. Now him I didn't know too well. Neither of I didn't know Nanny or Pa all that well. Oh, I should paint some of this navy blue actually. Yeah, Dad's family was rough, let's say. And when we left for Michigan, they didn't really bother to stay in touch. There was no like resentment or anything. Well, not from them. Not open anyway. My dad seems to have, once he got up there and saw people who had a more healthy family dynamic, I think he might have held some resentment towards his parents. But it was very different stuff, you know? Grandpa did real well working at General Motors. Oh, not so much. And poverty's a motherfucker. Don't get me wrong, grandparents weren't rich, but they had money. They had enough. They were better with it, unfortunately, is the real killer. Because when Nanny and Pa did come into a little bit of money, they spent it quick. Curse of poverty. Get money and you're so scared it's going to go away, you get rid of all of it. I definitely had to deal with some of that. Hell, I'm still dealing with it. Gotten better about it. I'm still far from good with money. The kicker is, as you get older, the more negative you go into, honestly. Car loans, mortgages, credit cards. And then if you fuck up like I did, screw up your credit, that makes all the other loans you apply for more expensive. Problem that feeds itself. Don't let that get you down if you end up in that sort of situation. Can get through it. It's hard. Takes a long time. But eventually you'll right the ship. I'm looking at this and looking at my sloppy brushwork, thinking I'm going to have to let this dry and sand everything that's high, get the blue paint off, and then I'm going to paint all that stuff white. It was a shame. I was hoping to get all the... You streaming in multiple places? Yes, I am, Mr. McWhippy. I'm here and on YouTube. I feel like I should break up some of this light blue or dark blue. I'm trying to look at it on camera. Maybe. Yeah, I think I'll try it. Makes me a bit nervous. I think it's actually turning out pretty okay right now. Really don't want to fuck it up by getting too fancy. Another common problem. Christ, the number of jobs I've had to do that were simple as, and I got fancy for no reason. Made it just a pain in the ass. But it's a good way to learn new techniques, learn what works and doesn't work. It sucks at the time, but you appreciate it later. The worst is when you struggle with it and then in the middle of the night you realize the simple mistake you were making that would have made your idea actually work. Like having an argument with somebody hours later. Like, I should have said that. Yeah, you should have. You didn't. Alright, so let's try getting fancy. Oh no, that's the light blue. Switch to the dark blue. Now covered in wood chips. Just kind of freeballing it, freehanding it, whatever. You know what I mean? I think I didn't mean to do it that thick. How does that look? Weird that I'm looking at the camera for. You'd think it would look better in person, but it doesn't. That looks actually pretty good. Okay, so what if we mirror that effect up here, whereas I went dark down here. We go light here. I'm gonna try just like that. How's that look? Of course, it does tone down once it dries. Not bad. Screw it. Let's try. Do the white today. Sorry. This I do got to be careful with, however. Oops. Well, I don't got to be that careful. I did think about trying to make this look like seafoam, or well, not seafoam, wave cresting. Maybe if I mix it with the blues. Although you mix the white with the blues and some people get angry. I don't care what they say. Stevie Ray Vaughan is a fantastic artist. Is that even the right artist? Oops. No, it's not. Eric Clapton is who I'm thinking of. That is why I normally write down jokes. Got a little sloppy up there in that corner. That'll be all right. The problem is I'm going as deep as I was on the blues. For some reason the white is way fuller. I think I'm getting just a little bit. Not. But yeah, see that mixed with the blue, I don't like that. Not on the lettering. I don't mind it down in the water. Really trying to keep the letters pure white. I don't know what's up with my head today. Every time I say the word white, I just immediately start writing a racial joke. This is mostly dry. I can paint up here. Where it is bleeding in, I'll probably do a second coat off stream. Hopefully that'll cover it. If not, like I said, I'll sand it down and take it to bare wood, paint that. It does look a little kindergarten-esque, doesn't it? My sloppy brushwork. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go through with the whole try and put wave crests on there. How does this look? Camera. Looked better before I did that. Yeah, not bad. I'll let this dry overnight, and I'll finish it off stream. Just go back in, touch up the places I missed. I still see a lot of wood peeking through. I might undo these little light blue sections. I think it works well with the dark blue into the light blue. I don't think the light blue into the dark blue works so well. That's okay. But well, that's about stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. Lovely to see you. I'm tired. Get out of here.